Hi guys, how are you? We are on 4th and Congress, where the Garrett Memorial is located. It's been a quiet night in Austin. There have been some organized events today, one of which I went to go scope out earlier today at the jail, the Travis County Jail. I heard that upwards of 25 protesters, individuals, I don't know, not everyone that gets arrested is always a protester, but 25 people in total got arrested last night from the events here, and they were waiting for them to be released. And that event was kind of small. I mean, not small, I mean there was like 20 to 30 people at some point, but it seems like people are taking an easy night tonight because there's not like a huge march where there's hundreds of people going on tonight. Here at the vigil there's about 30 to 35 people, and earlier today there was a march to Cassidy's house, who is the president of the police association. He had put out a tweet saying that he felt like Garrett had gotten what he was looking for, something like that. Garrett Foster, who was who died due to gun wounds from a shooting that happened here on 4th and Congress, where the memorial is located. There was a march outside his house. There was definitely a police presence outside the dwelling, but it doesn't seem like anything happened beyond just a protest. I'll keep you guys updated. If there's anyone that was present watching the feed right now that you want to update, you know, us, you can go ahead and do so. There's still kind of like, even if you're not seeing these big protests, you're still seeing different groups out here, even if it's in small numbers. Like right behind me, and I'll go talk to him right now, is a man who's out here, you know, making sure that the city doesn't get burned down by protesters. I'll let him speak on his intentions a little bit later, but it seemed like he was concerned about property damage. You know, he was concerned about rioting. Meanwhile, you know, you're seeing the group of protesters out here, not protesters, some of them may be protesters, but just groups and individuals talking to each other peacefully and quietly, and honestly very personally at the vigil, or where Garrett's memorial is at the moment. So let me go try to talk to the individual who's here to protect the city and the property in the city.
Hey, are you, do you know where I can take a piss at?
No, I don't, man. I'm sorry. No, the best bet is 7-Eleven, but it's pretty far.
Where's the thing?
It's right here.
Hey, you got bulletproof? That's bulletproof or what?
Yeah.
What, are you serious? It gets that good or what?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Man, good luck with the restroom. So I missed the event today with the Cassidy individuals because I went to the jail event, which was quiet. So those two events, the march at the home of the president of the Austin, the police association, I forget what exactly his position was, but the march outside his house, I heard was pretty small as well. Sorry guys, I got distracted. I thought, yeah, I'm kind of paranoid, and now, you know, any suspicious vehicles or people with guns really kind of catch my attention, and I'd rather be safe than sorry being out here. It's just, again, there's still different groups out here, so. No, not all the protesters have been released, but I think a good number of them have. So I'm going to approach these individuals here. When you're teaching us to call. Okay, what? Hey guys, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, what you got, bud? Are you putting it on camera?
Yeah. This
Do me a favor, let me grab my mask. I don't have any issue.
Go ahead. What's up, man? What's up?
Should I start wearing some bulletproof?
Did you? Yeah, well.
Okay, I report to. But I got a deep article, but no, but for like, if I gotta do some stuff here.
What was that?
If to do some stuff here, I should wear some stuff or what?
No.
Is it that bad or what?
It's not that bad, but what?
Just in case or what? Because of the press, right?
There was one shooting, but I
Really?
just keep extra safe because I'm here every night.
Oh, okay,
Right,
okay.
and-
What's your name, man?
My name's Hiram.
Where you from?
I'm from El Paso.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have not family. I'm from Mexico City. I have family in. I have homeboys in Juarez.
Juarez and Paso,
yeah. Anyways, oh, okay. I can. Oh, it looks like he gets to look out for you, I guess. That's cool. Austin Police or what?
Huh?
Austin Police?
Oh no, Texas Militia.
Oh, cool. That's even cooler, man. Hey, if you have a spare gun you can spare?
A what?
Spare gun you can spare?
Shit, come on now, man. Come on now.
You're shaking, man. My name's Pat, bro.
Hey,
I'm cool.
Hey,
Give me a number?
I got to give you props. Hey, at least you tried. I can't find my damn mask, so you're good.
Huh? Yeah. No, I'm cool. Hey, I just tell him, man, like, cause see, the thing is, I mean, see, you know, they always throw that card, you know what I'm talking about? You know the card I'm talking about, right?
What? The race card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some things are legit. The one that upset me was the New York one, but the guy selling cigarettes. Now that one upset me. That one upset me.
Here's the whole thing. As human beings, we can find all the reasons in the world to be different from each other. We can find all the reasons to say I'm better or I'm, you know.
But now when you're representing the law, though.
No, I'm not. Oh, I don't represent the law. No, I represent the Constitution. There's a big difference. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm a constitutional patriot. I'm a combat veteran, and I don't play around with that.
Hey, can I? I'm a felon. Can I bear arms?
No.
Because of what? How did they alter the Constitution though?
When it wasn't altered. It's actually in the Constitution in the judicial. It's in the judicial section. What happens is if you commit a felony.
But it was not in the original one.
Here's the way they look at it.
Yeah, but that's what I want to know. How did the law go about doing that?
What you have done is you've shown the state, whatever state it is, that for some reason you are not a fully functioning member of society. So they deem it necessary to restrict certain rights. For example, I've got a good friend of mine. He did some really fucked up shit when he was little. Got a felony with a weapons charge.
Right.
He's one of the most patriotic people I've ever met.
Dude.
But he can't handle a firearm. He can't even be in my vehicle when I have my guns with me.
Man, you know what happened to this friend?
Here's what you do.
He was a veteran,
You wait
dude.
7 to 10 years after you have served your sentence and everything.
Man, this guy.
Hold on. What you have to do is you have to serve 7 to 10 years, and then you have to petition the governor. Petition the governor. At which point in time, the governor will reinstate your rights. Yeah, which means that you'll be able to carry a gun.
I'll show you some better. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you one real quick. This guy I knew, he was a Vietnam veteran. Guy I like to doing the bunker and all that. This guy is awesome, dude. He was with like a good.
I'm gonna grab a cigar. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah. Look, I just want to tell you real quick. This guy, right? This guy was awesome. He's a veteran, right? And the guy had good moral. The guy was awesome. Yeah. And he took a leak one time, right?
Yeah.
And, man, dude, he got a felony, man. But see, nobody. I don't know. The cops coerced it or whatever. I don't know why they're doing it, but I was really upset because I know the guy. I know the guy's the guy's a good guy. He's not a pervert.
Yeah.
And he caught a felony because somebody like whatever. And that really upset me, man, because the guy was behind a dumpster and everything.
Yeah.
And I even tried to they took him in. And he got a cinnamon joint. And he was like going through like it really upset me a lot because and I even talked to the judge, like I was like Like I was, but I lost track. I don't know what happened to it. But anyways, there's a lot of things that should be kind of, you know, I was telling about this guy. It was a cool veteran, right? Vietnam veteran. He took a look. He had good morals. This good old school cat. He took a piss, right? Somebody saw me like, but that's all. That was his crime. And I said, I was like, what? Oh, it's terrible, bro. I mean, because the way the guy is. Like, in other words, you would have to know what I'm talking about. He's going through a felony, gets his checks and everything, VA checks. He's a veteran, Vietnam veteran.
Right.
He took a leak.
I'm sorry, I got too much movement on my six here for me to.
Yeah, I'm cool, man. That's Pat, man.
No, you're good. I'm a combat vet, and I just don't like having a whole lot of people moving around on my backside, especially when I know they're armed.
Hey, you give me a number or something?
No, I don't give out my number.
I'm gonna give you my number.
Huh?
In case I need you.
Nah, I don't give out my number.
Okay, that's cool.
I can't. If I did, hell, everybody would be calling me.
All right, cool. All right. I like you.
Send it.
All right.
Where you at?
Stand by. I got Bobby on the line. Hang on. Text me a pin drop of where you're at. All right, I got to make this quick. What's up?
Cool.
You said you had a couple questions.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know a little bit about you, what you're doing out here, man. I think you've talked a little bit about it with him.
Minuteman?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So just tell me maybe about the organization you're in, whatever you want to say, man, about why
Essentially,
you're out here.
I'm two organizations. I'm 3% and I'm Texas Militia. There's actually a big distinction. The 3% is a nationwide unit group, and the Texas Militia is obviously state. My purpose for being out here, very simple. Doing what we are called to by our oath, which is defend the Constitution. Everybody out here that wants to protest has the right to protest. We're not here to in any way, shape, or form inhibit that right. What we are here to do is make sure that that line doesn't get crossed from a peaceful protest into rioting or to violence, to looting, to destruction of buildings and stuff like that.
Cool, I'm done with that.
We're here to basically draw the line. If there becomes a confrontation between protesters and police, and the police are the ones who overstep the line, we are the ones that come in and we divide the line. We are the buffer between the government and the civilian population for both sides.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, awesome. I hear you, man. Thanks for sharing that.
I like it.
Thanks.
I don't know how to. That's why I'm not a good reporter.
Go for it.
No. As far as the border thing, like New Mexico, no, like I live in Vegas.
Are you asking, do we need a wall?
No.
I'll give you the answer that every other country in this world says. Yes.
If there's like people coming through, and I mean, humans, like, would you like? Because their legals are like.
Here's the thing. The United States was built on immigration. The greatest parts of our country come directly from immigration.
Right.
Immigration is the backbone and what keeps this damn country going. Here's the problem. There is a major difference between immigration and illegal immigrants. When you have people that spend years petitioning to become a United States citizen, and they do the educational process and they go through everything, and they come in here and they're made U.S. citizens, they are given every right as a United States citizen, right? When you come across any border illegally, undocumented, now that's a crime. If you go into Russia and cross over from Ukraine into the Russian territory, you're never going to be seen again. They're going to drop you in a Russian hole.
Right, yeah, okay.
Go to China. Try to walk across the Chinese border without a passport.
But we're USA though.
So what?
Yeah, but
what's the difference?
The only thing is, look, if there's okay, look.
Are you not allowed to immigrate to other countries?
Oh no, look.
Other countries allow immigration, but you got to follow their guidelines.
No, the world should be free, but of course, of course you gotta respect food sources and all that, but it's not being done. Things are look how the things are.
Yeah, but when you look at how many different types of systems we have in play throughout the world, yeah, there's inequality.
Yeah,
there's always going to be inequality.
Always, if there's you gotta look out for the the smugglers. Yeah,
I agree, but here's the whole thing. You can't bring people over a border illegally into a country and say, I'm justified. Because what you've done is you've committed a crime. I mean, it's no different than you going from protesting into rioting.
Right.
Once you cross that line, it's now not a sanctioned action, now it's a crime. And there's a reason why it's called an illegal immigration process. Illegal means what? not legal, right?
Yeah.
It's literally in the name, illegal immigrant. I don't have any problem against any immigrants of any nationality coming from any border. What I ask is, my family's immigrants too. And my family had to come over, and it took years for certain members of my family to get over here. I'm actually German, Polish, and Scotch-Irish.
Oh, that's cool. I'm more, man, I like, man, fucking man, friend for everybody.
People are people. When you break it all down,
Patrick, though, you know?
I'm Ryder.
All right, cool.
When you break it all down, we all have the same basic wants and needs.
Yeah.
The best thing about this country is the beautiful phrase that was put in the Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equally, and of these are the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Her idea, her definition of happiness may not equate to what my definition is. So my idea of happiness is I go disappear out in the woods for a month all by myself and not touch anybody. And to some people, that might actually be their literal definition of hell.
No.
But it's what makes me happy. That's what's important, right?
Oh, I do that. But the thing is, the territories, you know.
What about them?
Oh, man, it depends where you're going. Like, you know, Mount Pacific Crest Trail and all that. But like, you know, going to, you know.
People are people. No matter where you go, no matter what country you visit, people are people. And if you treat people like people, you'd be surprised at how they react to you.
Oh,
yeah, you're always going to run into bad people. You're always going to run into the people that buy into this fucking mentality. The biggest flawed mentality in the human scheme of things is this idea of superiority. We feel that we are on top of the food chain. We're superior to the animals. We can do whatever we want to the planet. We can do whatever we want to each other. Oh, your skin color is different than me. That means you're lesser of a being than myself. That's all bullshit. It's all a huge, gigantic fallacy that is designed to trip us up. There is no such thing as a superiority, period. There's no such thing as a superior country, a superior race, a superior religion.
No. I take that back. Look. It's in
We need to wrap this up because I got a lot of sirens, brother, and I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
I hear sirens, so that means I might be missing out on playtime.
All races think they're superior.
May I ask what you're doing? May I ask what you're doing?
Yes, I'm actually Texas militia, and I'm here to make sure that police don't cross the fucking line and make sure protesting doesn't turn into rioting. That's it, plain and simple. I'm here to protect everybody.
Here to keep the peace, man.
That's it.
That's
it. We got such a bad rap in the media.
Yeah, I'm Jen.
The one thing the media never wants to cover.
I'm here to protect my people.
Okay, cool.
Here's the one thing I'm gonna say. One phrase that the media don't ever want you to hear. The majority of us militia members are veterans. Let me repeat that. Veterans. At some point in time, regardless of our age, our race, our religious beliefs, we all took the same oath. We're out here. We're not racist. We're not white supremacists. When you see militia, we're not here to protest anybody's protest. We are here to be peacekeepers. That is what we are called to do. We live in a society right now where we have two factions that are completely against each other, and we're trying to be that little peaceful bumper in between.
Well, let me tell you.
But don't let the media fool you. We ain't white supremacists. We've got people of all different colors, all different sexual orientations, all different races, all different religious preferences.
I just want to tell something to you, and understand. All I ask is just to help out. If there's some people in need crossing the border, at least just let them have the water and let them.
Brother, I do search and rescue. You know how many times I travel into impoverished areas down over in Houston? I go into the 5th Ward. Acres Homes knows me. I'm probably the only white boy that walked through Acres Home at 2 o'clock in the morning and not be hassled.
There's a lot of.
I come out here with love. Nah, if I see somebody that's hungry, I'm gonna feed them. If I see somebody that needs water, I'm gonna.
And then call the INS, but.
At one point in time, I carried around 27 sleeping bags in the back of my truck, and all I do is wait till the sun went down and go after the homeless people. Be like, here's a sleeping bag for you. Here's a sleeping bag for you. We ain't out here being preferential. We take care of people.
Just give me water, man. Those sleeping bags.
When it's cold outside and you ain't got no protection against the wind, a sleeping bag is a lifesaver.
Yeah, I would just give them a shovel.
Homeless need sleeping bags, tents. They need a whole lot of shit. I go around, I feed the homeless too. I mean, I might not agree with all his views, but I'm not going to sit here and just be uncivilized about it. That's not how it goes. Right. I do agree that giving them what they need, because they are people and
they are human beings.
They are human beings
at the very least.
Is a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing.
Here's the whole thing.
I
ain't never met you.
That's cool.
I ain't never met you. Can I give you a hug?
I
love hugs. There ain't no reason why people got to divide. There ain't no reason why people got to be at each other's throats when, in all reality, What the man doesn't want to see is everybody start coming together and actually start working against them.
I mean, we got the same mission. You're trying to protect people. I'm here to protect my people too.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not gonna say.
And understand, all of us, especially the ones that wear the 3% badge, when you see us, y'all ain't got nothing to fear from us. We ain't here to hassle nobody like that. We're not here to make your lives harder. We're not here to intimidate. We're not here to scare. When you see us, we are the buffer.
Right,
I wasn't out here yesterday. I didn't get here until 4 o'clock in the morning this morning. So I heard a lot of shit was going down, and I said long ago, it's not going to happen in my state. It's not going to fucking happen here. I've seen the way, you know, Seattle got trashed and shit like that. That's not going to happen here in Texas. I'm sorry. This is my home state. I love my country, but I love my state more. Everybody who resides in this state
is my... Texas is like its own country within itself.
Think of the diversity we have here. Economic-wise, we're the only ones capable of running our own shit.
I do agree with that, and I do also believe that there is need for a certain type of change. You know what I'm saying? I know you get that. Maybe
we trying to do it.
Maybe our views on changes might be different. You know, you never know. I've
listened to a lot of the BLM videos. I've listened to a lot of the Antifa videos because I do fervently believe that number one, in order to win any war or battle, you must know your enemy. Okay. Now I hate saying enemy, but
of course you gotta know
the whole thing is I get called a racist all the time just simply because of my skin tone and the fact that I'm willing to stand up for the Constitution. I'm actually omnisexual.
What?
Omnisexual, which means whether you are a man, a woman, a transgender, I can be attracted to you. I've got ex-boyfriends.
We're not gonna go there.
That's the whole thing. Is we are so diverse, and people want to just like categorize us, and it's just like, you know, I had a lady tell me, she goes, "Well, how come I don't see any gays in y'all's groups?" No, what you don't see is you don't see any rainbow flags.
That's what I'm saying.
What you don't see is a lot of propaganda that says, "Hey, I'm gay." The reason being is what I am is what I am. That doesn't mean that it has to be what you.
You don't.
And honestly, you ain't even got to.
I do understand what you're saying.
Right. I don't need your acceptance to be me, and you don't need me to.
Here's the thing. Here's my main view on this. You get respect, you earn respect. If I give you respect and you give me respect, then we're respectful. Let me tell you something. When a cop walks up to me and treats me with respect, I will treat him with respect. When I talk to these officers, because they haven't been treating us with respect.
I agree with that.
But when I do talk to them, when I first came out here, they tended to be respectful, no extra shit. It has gotten worse, but I treated them with the same respect as a person. I do not believe that you should just go right out and just start fucking people up because of shit like this. Now,
I agree.
Yesterday was a whole nother type of scenario. They were fucking with us.
I heard that there was a lot of turmoil going on, but I didn't actually get any specifics because most of the information I was getting was coming off of Facebook or social media, and you know how polluted that crap can get. So, what all occurred?
A thing today or what?
I mean, basically,
we'll make sure it's okay today. I can bring my people.
Yeah, usually it gets real popping on the weekends. Or
I'm still good. Stand by.
What's it called? Unless there's a big event. But we're out here every day. You know what I'm saying?
Please tell me those are umbrellas, because if you were carrying ARs like that, me and you are going to have a nice long conversation, because we don't carry fucking weapons like that. No, that's an umbrella.
That was an umbrella. What you talking about?
Trip, bro. Don't trip.
The shadow it cast as he was walking by that light.
What's wrong with weapons?
You can't carry an AR with that barrel over your shoulder like that because it's unsafe.
Are you talking about when you got the ARs and you got it pointed up?
No. Like I have mine in my truck, but he has his umbrella, but he's got it slung over his shoulder, but he's just holding it like this. And the way that it was sticking out the back, it looked like it was a barrel and it was facing down the.
Everybody who has their guns.
Is that technical? I mean, cause look,
you always treat a firearm as if it is loaded and off safety.
Of course.
You never have a barrel cross over a target you do not intend to shoot.
Yes.
The people who have their
yes, of course.
Yeah. You notice
our people who have their guns, we keep
all
them on
carry
them
at the ready, and the barrel faces down.
I know how to use.
Now we're not out here careless with our. We treat them with safety.
Sorry. Can you delete that?
So yeah, no, it's good. Whoever has guns right now are trained with guns. They've dealt with guns. They know what to do with their guns.
As long as we don't have what happened over with the NFAC.
It's just in case somebody's shooting at us. We gotta stop them. That's it. It's just so that nobody gets hurt.
Like I said, please understand, if nothing else that you take away from the night, this is coming from a leader of a 3% unit. We ain't against you. And if we didn't have to be that barrier, that dividing line to try to keep the peace, in all honesty, the majority of our ranks would be right there with y'all. taking it to the people that it needs to be taken to. But unfortunately, we have another duty that we have to fulfill, which is to protect the general public.
That's what I'm saying. You feel like that's your calling. That's completely your business. I'm not finna bash you for that.
We ain't here after y'all. We ain't here trying to cause problems for nobody. We're trying to stop the problem.
Okay, look. So this, look, man, the cop, man, they're right ball, man. They put me like, hey, don't move, and they'll be like this for a while. They're like,
I do have to go meet up with my group. You have any other questions?
I don't know about the other guy that made it famous, but
I disagree with that.
you know what I was in New York? That one really upset.
Look, guys,
I was like,
how do you feel about the Black Lives Matter protest? How do you feel about the Black Lives Matter protest?
It's a protest. I'm all for it. You have a First Amendment right to protest any grievances you have against your government. Your First Amendment is your protection against the government.
Yeah.
So if you have a grievance, by all means. The only thing that I ask and the only thing that the rest of the patriots ask is simply keep it a protest. Don't let it explode into something else. Don't let it turn into violence. Don't let it turn into buildings burning or windows being smashed in, cars being turned, people being assaulted.
Oh, really?
These things don't get your point across. This actually contradicts your message.
Do you agree with the message of Black Lives Matter?
So my view on APD will never change.
Yes and no.
Let's start with why not, and then let's end on a positive and talk about why yes.
I believe that the BLM movement, for the most part, has been hijacked by factions that don't have its best interest at heart.
Okay.
I believe that at its heart, it actually stands for something good. I believe in what it means. Black Lives Matter. Hey, you know, we don't deserve it. But here's the whole thing.
All lives matter, man.
The statistics gets messed up in the media. As a white male, I confront the cops all the time. When they act unconstitutional, I confront them all the time. I am at more of a risk of being shot as a white male than a black person is, statistically.
Yeah.
No. Because when I start mouthing off to them, they start getting really fucking nervous.
Anybody.
But the whole thing is,
on the individual, man.
Here's what I have a problem with Black Lives Matter. Okay, this is the biggest issue I have with it. You know what the biggest threat to Black Lives Matter is?
What do you think?
Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
Go onto your Black Lives Matter webpage. Go onto the donate, and go in there where it specifies where that money gets allocated to. Why is money that's supposed to be going towards making a positive change for the black community, why is it going to things like Democrat conventions and rallies? Why is it being used to fund Planned Parenthood, which by record kills more of the black community than any other group on the planet?
How so?
Yeah, please.
How many abortions a day?
So you believe
where are the majority of Planned Parenthoods located?
So are you
in impoverished neighborhoods. So that's not an accident.
Just to be clear.
Abortion?
Yeah.
I'm not against abortion. I think abortion actually has justifiable reasons. Rape, incest, stuff like that, yes. But I do fervently believe that there are other actions like prophylactics. There are other birth control devices. An abortion shouldn't be, oh, well, I messed up. I had a wild night last night. Look, I got pregnant. I don't want to get rid of it.
No, I see what you're saying. There's stuff like Plan B and stuff like that. Some people,
I believe life is a life.
Yeah, I think a woman should have her own right, man.
I'm personally with my body, my choice. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you decide to do.
And I can agree with that because it's not my body, so I can't tell you. No, but I can't tell you this. Hold on. I can tell you this. No. Stop. I can tell you this. And this is a personal story. This is a personal story.
Because you're killing, that's homicide. If the baby's so
I had
so
a
much
child.
You talking
on the
about
abortion. If the baby is so much when it's alive already, that's homicide, man.
If it has
that's
a heart,
homicide.
If it has a heartbeat, it should be considered
that
homicide.
Is homicide.
I do believe that, but there are extenuating circumstances.
That actually is a thing. If the baby gets to so many months, you cannot have an abortion.
Right.
Because they're just alive. You have to think about other things such as adoption and
so
stuff.
How do you feel about the fetuses actually being utilized in vaccines and medications and cosmetics and shit like that?
When they have an abortion?
Yep. Because you know that's what they do with the fetuses, right?
I mean, all I'm saying is...
they harvest them for the stem cells.
Well, if you have an abortion and that baby's no longer alive, personally, I'm not sure if I have a problem with it if it's not an actual heartbeat.
Well, I know that I don't want it... if you were to get pregnant and have an abortion, I'm not saying that you were, and I'm not insinuating that, but if you were to do that, I definitely wouldn't want your aborted fetus to be in a vaccination that's going to be injected into me. I mean, that's nothing personal towards you.
I totally understand.
To me, that's a moral issue. And there's a reason why I don't go with vaccines. I don't believe in them because nobody can actually tell you what's in them. A doctor can't tell you what's in the vaccine. And if a doctor can't tell you what's in there, how are you going to tell me that's good for my body? You know what I mean? You know, that's where I can go with my body, my choice. But I had a girl that I was dating in California. We were actually engaged. And she came up pregnant. And it was the happiest day of my life because all I've ever wanted was a biological child of my own, which is the one thing that I've been robbed of in my life. Okay? Because I said something she didn't agree with, which was a mutual friend of ours was getting married at the wedding. She didn't want to go, but I did. I told my friends, I'm going to your wedding. I'm a man of my word. When I say I want to do something, I'm going to do it. So I went to the wedding. When I sat down at the reception, I get a phone call from my fiance saying, you don't have to worry about the pregnancy. I just had an abortion. She didn't even give me the option. I would have paid for her to come to date, to come to, and I would have taken full responsibility of the child and absolved her of all responsibility. No child support, no alimony, nothing. Just give me the child.
Mm-hmm. Man, so from point of view as just not even just looking as a man, looking as a female, I do. If that was truly her reasoning behind aborting a child was because she was mad,
that's what I don't
disagree.
Oh,
yeah,
I do disagree. That's just my own speaking. If I'm mad at somebody for going to a wedding, if that is the case, just that within itself to abort a baby, I disagree with.
Right. I don't think that it should be a matter of convenience.
If I feel like I'm not ready for a baby, though, I'm not financially there.
But there's adoption. See, I was adopted. I was adopted when I was 5 years old, and it was amazing. If I hadn't been adopted, I don't even know where I would be in life. I probably would be either in a fucking rehab or I'd be dead in the gutter.
What is the 3%?
3%. We're actually back in 1776 when we fought for our independence. It was historically only 3% of the colonies actually took up arms and fought the war to win our independence. From that day, we have continued on, and we are constitutional patriots. We aren't here against any faction. We aren't here against any group. We're here to draw that line and make sure the police don't turn brutal. Because right now, that's the biggest issue, right? Police brutality. I got a lot of friends and family that are police officers. I don't believe that all police officers are bad, just like I don't believe all Mexicans are bad or all blacks are bad or anything else like that.
Okay.
He's trying to make sure everything. He's kind of backing up. Make sure
we
Constitution.
Yeah,
he's trying to back up the constitutional law.
Let me throw a hypothetical
He's not
situation.
a cop, but he's backing up the constitutional.
You got a whole bunch of protesters, and then you got that police line, right? All right, protesters is protesting. They're yelling. They're being insulting. They're antagonizing. That's cool. You haven't incited a riot. That's the last one I got, brother. But so if all of a sudden the police say, you know what, I'm not taking this bullshit anymore. I'm not going to have these motherfuckers call me names like that, and they decide to start fucking wailing on people.
They do that.
What you're going to see, and we haven't been given the allowance because most people run interference when we start moving on the scene. Did you hear about what happened at the Alamo?
Yes.
Okay, I was actually one of those. I was one of the militia guys that was there that stopped that crowd from being able to get to the Alamo.
Yeah.
The police line was breached.
What was this?
We came in behind the police line and created that border. The police didn't cross the line when it came to trying to subdue everybody and keep them back. They didn't cross that line being brutal. They were forceful, but they weren't brutal.
So y'all come in, y'all use more force than police?
If we have to, yes. To any law enforcement that is listening to this, understand something. We love you. We're here to back you so long as you're constitutional. You turn into a tyrant, it's our job to put you in your place. If you go and attack the general public, that's what we're going to be dealing with. That's not smart. You got a lot of people on edge. You got a lot of people with weapons.
No. That's us.
Oh, okay. It's still, man, that sets people off. I'm a combat vet, and that kind of like, wait, what are you doing?
Well, see, you have to I really kind of applaud that. I don't down what you're doing, period.
I ain't down what y'all doing.
I really think we need it. You know what I'm saying? We need a certain acts like that. But
I'm trying to advocate that you.
Like how you come onto the scene right now is that like you gonna have to back and you got to watch first before you know, because like how you didn't know what was going on with this.
We always do.
Yeah,
we always do.
Like we've been out here since day one type shit. You know, there's people out here been here since day one. You know what I'm saying? They know everybody who's been in the middle of a lot of things. You know what I mean? He had a lot of this footage on his camera. If you watch it,
I actually want to find out what channel you're with.
Join his page, you will see. You know what I'm saying? You go way back.
But because I'm a fan.
Certain amount of us have been on here since day one. So like we know everything. So like for y'all to come in and start stepping in and thinking y'all doing different things, y'all have to. Y'all
we are doing our own thing because here. This is going to sound really racist, and I don't mean it to be. I'm just calling a spade a spade.
Wait. Before you say it, maybe you should try to think of a way.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I promise it's not bad. It sounds like it's bad because of the media narrative and everything that goes on.
A rock's a rock.
If me as a white person, if I come up wearing a Trump hat to a Black Lives Matter rally,
I think that
what's going to happen to me?
Oh no, you can't be with us.
Exactly.
You can be over there, but you can't be with us.
And that's actually what I'm out here trying to change. It is because there is no reason. Now, I've got a problem with people arming other people, but I have no problem with people backing people.
Let me stop you real quick right now. Did you watch once you get on, watch the footage from yesterday what he had? We actually had a guy out here with the Trump rally hat on. I read one on yesterday. You know what I mean? He was actually a black guy with the Trump rally hat.
He wasn't causing no problems, was he?
People got in his face. He talked a little shit, but guess what? Like, when we handled it peaceful, we did it right out here. Nobody jumped on the guy. Nobody did anything like that. You know what I mean?
Now, the problem
that's what we want to see.
Think about if your guy showed up. You know what I mean? You think about it, it's going to cause it's going to cause a lot of shit to start happening even more.
And that's why I've been working with our groups, and I've been trying to get this message across our nation is there is a misconception of who we are. When y'all see us come on scene, everybody's like, oh, I've heard it so many damn times. Oh, the KKK's here. Oh, the white supremacists are here.
Okay, so
they're here to protest.
I got an idea for y'all. Before y'all come out, y'all need to come out with a negotiator first. You need to have somebody come talk to the crowd, talk to people.
No,
see
we're
the
not
leaders.
I'm not gonna lie. We're not
I'm actually the negotiator. That's what I'm out here doing. I put myself in that position because here's what I see. I don't, but I.
Can I have your name real quick? I'm Jen. Nice to meet you.
I'm Dusty Ryder. Nice to meet you.
Dusty Ryder, right?
Hey, I'm still over here in the parking lot. If y'all want to come over here and meet up, then fine, but just give me a sec, okay? Because we're actually having a really good dialogue over here that I don't want to break away. Just, I'm over here real quick. I've got a journalist, an independent journalist over here that's asking some good questions. I've actually got some of the BLM that are over here, and we're having really damn good dialogue. So, all right. Look, y'all decided that y'all wanted to bolt out of here for a second.
Can I have the rest of us here?
Bro, this is the last bit of tobacco I got. Trust me, I ain't giving it up.
Hey man,
which is a fucking shame.
I beg your pardon?
So it is a damn shame that they just walked off because that was a really good fucking dialogue. But you see what happens is a lot of these people don't want to see change happen. And it happens in all the groups. I get it on the 3%er side and I see it in all the other groups. People will try to run interference. Oh, don't talk to that person. Oh, you don't want to deal with that person. No, you should want to deal with people.
Yeah.
If somebody has an opposing view, that doesn't make you right and them wrong. It means you have an opposing view. And the way that we better ourselves as human beings is we look at other people's point of views, put ourselves in their position, and realize that there is common ground. That's what we need to fucking nail on. That's what we actually should be focusing on, is where is the common ground instead of the division. Because I live in Houston. I don't see the racial divide.
Yeah. I have a question for you, man.
Go for it.
Where do you see the common ground in what's going on in the country right now between the two groups?
Between
people who believe in the movement and people who don't?
It's very simple. Once again, opposing views don't mean that somebody's right and somebody's wrong. A conversation can be between two people with opposing views that walk away with still opposing views that have a better understanding of each other. So the unity, the common ground is very simple. We're human beings. Like I'm trying to do out here, explaining to her. I'm not out here to bring any harm to anybody.
I do have a question though.
Go for it.
When did the 3%ers come here and start their thing?
What do you mean?
Like when y'all started protecting people, when did that
Like
start?
in the United States?
Really
started kicking off
Texas.
around the 60s, and it's actually been nationwide ever since we actually won our independence.
Did y'all hear about Garrett Foster getting shot?
Who?
Okay.
No. In all defense, I have to say this. I stopped listening and watching mainstream media about a year ago because I couldn't take the bullshit anymore. And here, as of the last 2 weeks, I have stayed off of social media as well because, once again, I'm just so sick and tired of the fucking bullshit narrative. You know, like I said, I live in Houston. I live around Sikhs. I live around Muslims. I live around blacks. I live around Jews. All in my neighborhood, all on my street. We can all get along. I cannot listen to somebody tell me you can't get along with this person because they think differently than you. My next door neighbor is one of the greatest fucking people I've ever met. They're Democrat.
Yeah.
I'm not Republican. I'm constitutional. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't vote for either one of the fucking vulture wings. It's the same vulture. I'm constitutional. Which means your right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is under my care. My right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is under your care. There ain't no damn reason why we can't reach across whatever fucking divide somebody wants to put in between us and say, you know what, I can recognize you as a human being. I love you as a human being, and that's as far as it needs to go. You want the common ground?
That.
There it is, right there.
Did you just come from Houston to Austin recently?
I've actually been here since 4 o'clock this morning.
Oh, did y'all? Oh, you mean you just got here? Okay, so
like I said, I've been staying off of social media and everything, but when I have several people calling me being like, hey man, you know, this is going on over here, where are you? And I'm sitting there going, well, I'm at home.
Well, did all of y'all, well, because the reason I asked is because Garrett Foster was a retired vet with a amputated wife. He would always push her around, but he always was in the Black Lives Matter movement. He started carrying an AK only to protect us, you know, just to protect us. And somebody ran through the crowd. He had his gun on him, not on his hands though. And he got shot out the window by someone who ran through the thing. So
see, that's wrong. That's fucking wrong. Because it doesn't matter what the fucking skin color is. It doesn't matter what your age demographic is.
I heard differently. I heard that if the weapon is like that, I agree. You should be shot. But if you're moving,
I'm a combat vet.
No,
let me tell you something.
Come into a crowd with an arm facing like that, I will shoot you myself. And I'm a fed.
Well, let me explain something to you.
No, when he had his
if I come in with my AR, this is called.
If you bring it down like that,
no.
people.
This is called at the ready.
Now,
when I carry it this way, this is called at the ready. This is a non-violent. This is a non-violent stance.
Yeah, but
what this does, it allows me to quickly come up.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
but if I'm walking through a crowd like this,
that's combat ready though.
If I got a sling that every now and then catches on my fucking.
Yeah, you can go like that.
No, stop.
Still,
because you literally just threatened to shoot somebody if they handled their firearm in a way that you found unbecoming.
Oh,
now that's a crime.
A threat.
No. That's a crime.
What do you mean?
That's a crime. If you want to try to retaliate against somebody because the way they're
a threat. If the barrel is facing anybody, it's a threat.
No.
That thing
you have
to be pulled. That's a threat.
I swear.
The laws need to be changed.
Did I not just make that very clear? You can come to me, but I'm not ending this interview to go to you because you wanted to leave the area.
So there's a lot of
there's a lot of laws that need to be changed.
There's a lot of debate, as you can see, about what happened.
That was more to myself. That's a member of my group that wants me to go fucking over to BFE to go meet up with them. It's like, y'all fucking left me. I said I'm staying right here.
Oh, okay.
Don't call me up saying, hey, come meet me over here. No. You bring your ass back over here. You can meet me. I'm having an interview right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To me, this is a hell of a lot fucking more important than me going and hanging out with my friends. Sorry. This to me, this helps a solution. This starts pushing forward a solution.
Have you ever talked to somebody from Black Lives Matter in Austin yet?
I've been trying to.
Okay.
But I can't even get the members over in Houston to contact me. The second they hear militia, the second they hear patriot or veteran, I get nothing but ghost.
I hear everybody out on all platforms. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're not seeming like a threat to me, and let's be honest, I don't know where your people are, but we got people right here.
Yeah.
So
you got more people around you here right now than I have my people. And I'm not in the least bit scared.
So
don't worry. You have some snipers.
I'm going to move this real quick.
If anything looks bad, just erase it from here.
I'll try, man.
But yeah, I was just wondering.
Just let me have that short.
Bro.
As friends.
For the last time.
To make friends.
This is the last bit of tobacco I have. You do not want me going through a PTSD episode because you want my fucking shorts.
I was gonna be it was gonna be like a friend thing.
Hey man.
But if you really need that bad, I'll buy you some fucking tobacco.
No. Trust me. I've been trying to quit tobacco, but unfortunately, every time I do, my fucking temper gets the best of me, and I just don't want that shit going on tonight.
Of course not.
Yeah.
So before we get into that, I just want to tell you there is a debate. A lot of people think he pointed a gun. A lot of people think they don't. I personally haven't seen evidence or footage that convinces me he was pointing the weapon. But I don't know what information everyone has out there. So I just wanted to
have a constitutional right to carry a shotgun, a rifle.
Yes,
you can walk anywhere. in public in the state of Texas,
Okay.
it is legally, constitutionally legal. Hold on a second, brother.
Okay,
You
go ahead.
keep walking
Okay,
on me.
Okay, all right.
It is constitutionally legal for you to carry a long gun. That is the definition
Yeah.
of long gun. Okay.
Okay, cool.
You should not have to. I mean, like you said, he's carrying it to protect y'all.
That's all there is.
There's no reason why he should have been
Times
shot.
have changed, man.
Okay, that we
I don't even know what
Fellas can
happened
carry
with this gentleman over here. I honestly, like I said, I've been off of
What
media and
gentleman?
I've been off of social media. The guy that got shot over here.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Garrett
that's the one you're
Foster.
talking about.
Who's
That's
that?
Garrett
Okay.
Foster.
See, I didn't know anything
was
about
that in
that.
Austin?
Yes, it was right there.
It was right there.
It's
Oh,
right
no
there.
wonder.
Also, there's that's the only reason why I
really
was
pissed me
wondering.
off, because I don't know what happened there, but the New York, that one really pissed me off, because that guy, they choked it. And then
Well,
fucking
here's the whole thing,
it's
man.
different, you know what I mean?
There's so much
that would
shit
really
that goes
upset me.
on all
Because-
over the fucking place.
Because you're gonna,
And the
I
media
respect the
only
law.
focuses on the negative. The
I
media
respect
never
the law,
focuses
but
on the positive.
kind of-
I'll give you an example. I started something over in Acres Home. What I did is I grabbed a whole bunch of my police friends,
excuse me.
grabbed a whole bunch of my militia friends, I grabbed a whole bunch of people. And what we did is we got a whole bunch of businesses to donate food. And we went and had a fucking barbecue for the entire community of Acres Home, which is one of the ghettos over in Houston.
I know.
You know how many fucking news crews were invited?
None.
Every last one of them. You know how many showed?
None.
Not a damn one of them. Why? Because it didn't go with the narrative that they're
Here's
trying
the
to
thing
push.
about the homeless I've been in Houston. Actually, I'm from Houston. So,
All right, Cypress.
Third Ward.
All right, that's actually my next goal.
So it's a struggle down there. I will say though, the reason I asked when y'all came is because if y'all guys here, I was really trying to be like, if y'all were here before, like if you're here why Garrett got shot, or if y'all heard anything about it, I would have been like, why weren't y'all there?
Oh no,
Also,
if we had been here in the crowd, as soon as that gunfire rang out, trust me, we would have been all on it. And the sad thing is once again, the majority of us, when we show up on scene, I will be the first one to admit a lot of these people show up the way that they shouldn't. They show up looking like they're ready to go to war. And we shouldn't be. We should be going up looking like we're ready to go to war. Walk up to you, have no problems, be like, hey man, I'm Dusty Ryder. We're gonna be over here. If anything goes down, man, come look for us, all right? Because the way that my groups are, when we go to a protest, you're not gonna see us in the groups. You're gonna see us posted up on a corner of a building. You're gonna see us away from the group. And the reason why we are there is so that we can observe everything that's going on. The second the police line turns tyrannical, we're in on it. I mean, we are on that shit. Because in all honesty, that's our primary goal. Our primary goal, because here's the whole thing. White, black, Mexican, yellow, it doesn't fucking matter. When you see those lights behind you when you're driving down the damn road, your first reaction should not be to damn near piss yourself.
and that's,
Your first thought shouldn't be, am I going to be able to go home tonight?
No, yeah, we shouldn't.
And we got to change
that's the
it.
problem.
But while we fight each other, that change will never come about.
No, here's the thing
Never.
though. The reason we be on so hard, guys, because see,
What?
Y'all should help us. Y'all should
That's actually what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bridge that
Let me
gap.
tell you how I have my guys.
All right.
My guys are they're on every corner. Their corner, our corner. We don't give a fuck whose corner. We're gonna watch the crowd. Nothing's gonna happen to these crowds.
Right.
Period.
And that's what you should do.
That's it.
I mean, the whole thing, I mean, there's people that go on Facebook, we're going to beat the shit out of Antifa. Let's go beat the hell out of BLM. Man, why is your first reaction to immediately jump to violence?
But do you
See,
see
that's
that?
a-
That's why
that's-
we're ready. Do you see that's why
Oh,
we're
yeah.
ready?
And I don't have any
That's,
problem with these guys. I don't have any problem with y'all carrying guns. I don't have a problem with anybody carrying a gun. My favorite Facebook meme right now is the one where it's got the white family and even the kids have got a gun. It says, how does this picture make you feel? And then the bottom one is an all-black family and everybody's got a gun, including the kids. Now, how does this make you feel? You know what my caption, what my response to it was? How come the baby doesn't have a gun? The white baby has a gun. How come the black baby doesn't have a gun?
I was just saying.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. You have a Second Amendment right. Are you an American citizen?
Yeah.
You have the same damn rights that I do. I ain't gonna stifle your rights.
See, here's the thing.
The only
though.
thing I ask
Our
is don't try to
problem-
stifle mine.
My
Plain and simple.
personally speaking for myself, my problem is, see, I heard about y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't heard about y'all, and
No.
I heard a lot of bad things about y'all. But I'm not gonna sit up here and not walk up to you like a person and see what you're about.
And I have the utmost respect for that.
I'm not gonna sit
I
here
really
and be
do.
scared. No, that's no point.
There's
in
no
it.
need to be scared.
There's no need in it. I can sit up here. I can
Thank you for
sit up
getting
here
rid
and
of him, by the way.
conversation. What was wrong?
I'm trying to be diplomatic and I'm trying to be nice and everything, but this guy's over here trying to get information and stuff like that and ask questions. This dude over here is half drunk and doesn't know what he's talking about.
The conversation would be more beneficial if there weren't interruptions constantly.
Greatly appreciate it, because I was about to have to go snap on it, and I'm trying not to be that guy tonight. But you know, that's what I'm out here to try to do, is I'm trying to bridge that gap so y'all understand that the majority of us, when you see us, we're combat vets, we're veterans. When I say veterans, what I mean by that is we've served with every fucking creed and color there is. When I'm in the field, I don't give a shit. You got my 6, I got your 6. We're both going home tonight. Are you
still?
Oh no, no, I got out on a medical discharge. You know, but the thing is, my battle buddy was a black guy. When I first went into boot camp, I was raised racist. And my first like 5 minutes into boot camp, I made myself known. I made that known until I got introduced to one of the biggest black guys I have ever met in my entire fucking life, and he scared the piss out of me. Really started working with me and got me to open up my eyes. And ever since then, I don't see that shit. And I'm gonna tell you, the majority of the white community don't see your color either. Yeah, we really honestly don't care, but you don't hear us talk a lot about racism. You don't hear us talk a lot about slavery, because we know deep down we don't have a lot of room to talk about the subject. We really don't.
The question is, do you understand why we talk about it?
Oh yeah. No, I completely get it. I completely understand it, because here's the whole thing. I got Native American in me. I've also got Scotch Irish in me. Who dug the tunnel systems for New York? Scotch Irish.
Do you believe the reasons why we're out here fighting right now? Do you know why we're here?
Oh, I see everything that goes on. Yeah, like I said, I've got friends of mine and family members that are police.
Do you understand we've got people dying and bleeding over this shit right now?
Yep, and guess what? Y'all ain't the only ones.
Okay, well, like,
y'all are by far not the only ones.
It's not a game while we're out here. This is not
I know. See, here's the thing. We're not saying that we're the only ones. We're not here saying that we're the only ones. But we are over here saying that the coincidence of the lives that we have seen that are predominantly black and brown, it's not a coincidence.
And we are trying to work on that shit from our end too. The thing is we have got to stop the name calling and the across the divide insults. Because in all honesty, when you fight hate with hate, the only thing you get is hate.
There's the thing. Look, see.
You know what I'm known in Acres Home for? Hugging people. Like I told you, can I give you a hug? I'm a hugger. I go up to some of the biggest, baddest motherfucking drug dealers over in Acres Home. Guys that cats will walk across the street to avoid. I'll walk right up to them and give them a hug. These cats are like, what the hell is wrong with you, boy? But like I said, I'm probably about the only white guy that can walk through Acres Home at 2 o'clock in the morning and not get hassled, because I've earned that respect. I treat everybody with the respect.
What gave your 3%ers name such a bad rep? Because this is what gave police a bad rep, is through experience of the police. Right. Now, there may not be all bad cops, but for the sake of, let's say you go, and if I'm at a, let's say I'm in an organization, a religious organization, and in that organization, I take somebody and I murder them in that church. It's going to give the church a bad name if it's uncovered. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the cops have bad. They might not all be black, but it's bad. But it doesn't mean that they're not holding each other accountable to the fullest, and there is more that should be done.
It actually, what y'all don't see, and by y'all I mean like the general public, is there are inner workings where we are trying to alter that. We are trying to push for better education, because the majority of the cops that are coming out of the academy right now, they're brainwashed into thinking that if they tell you something, it's a lawful order. For example, if I'm a police officer, y'all are standing out here, I don't see any weapons on you, but okay, I'm gonna use this guy as an example, okay? Hey bud, can I use you for an example real quick?
Sure, man.
All right, hypothetical situation, all right? I'm a police officer. Okay. You're out here, you're doing your thing, you got an AR right there, right? It's a nice AR-15 you got slung up on there. Okay, I'm a police officer, I need to see your ID.
Well, I'm gonna ask you why.
You don't have to worry about that. I'm a police officer, I'm giving you a lawful order, let me see your ID.
Well, at that point, so state of Texas, right? You have to pick your battles. I don't really agree with that. I don't agree with having to hand over my ID because some guy said something.
So I'm with you, you know what?
Okay.
Because
I'm not a fan of that.
Now, do you know that legally you're actually covered?
Yeah.
Do you actually know what the law is that you can cite to the officers to get them to understand that they are being a tyrant?
Yes, but some do not. I'm not gonna lie. Some do not care. They use lethal force. And they say it's unlawful.
That's where he said you had to pick and choose your battles, because even as a white guy, I go and do First Amendment audits, and I confront police officers on a regular basis. If I see somebody conducting a traffic stop and it looks a little hinky to me either way, I'm pulling up behind them and I will get out armed. I will announce myself. But I do First Amendment audits recording people. Recording police officers, federal agents. If you cross the line, you are held to an oath. The same oath that I was held to while I was enlisted. Doesn't have an expiration date. Sorry, there is nothing marked on the paperwork that says on this date, you're absolved of this oath. When you're pushing daisies from the other side, that's when your oath is expired. But these police officers are taught in the academy that if I tell him, give me your ID, that is a lawful order. The whole thing is section 38-02 of the Texas statute says that unless you have been arrested and legally detained for committing a crime, you do not have to self-identify. Now, by the way, crime is defined as having 2 or more injured parties. So, if you're driving down 35 and you decide to make 3 lane changes, you don't use turn signal, and you get pulled over by a cop and he says, hey, give me your ID. Is that a crime, sir?
You know the code, sir? What?
No, it is not a crime. But you have my information on those plates.
You know the codes, man.
You have my information on the plates. All you got to do is pull up behind my vehicle and run my plates. You got my name, you got my address, you got my whole history. Why the fuck do you need to see my ID?
That's law. What's the code on that?
I don't have to show it to you.
No, I know.
Not only do I not have to show it to you, I won't. I've actually had a sheriff's officer in Beaumont pull his service arm on me while I was doing search and rescue because he saw my AR in my truck. You know what that is protected by?
Constitution, bro.
What part? What part of Texas law is that vehicle covered by?
The right to bear arms.
Nah, Castle Doctrine, baby. Same law protects you in your home, which means you have no duty to retreat. Which means that vehicle is an extension of your home, which means you are protected from a search and seizure.
Without reasonable,
exactly. So the officer sees that, you got a gun. Yeah, this is Texas. This is a national emergency. I'm doing search and rescue. I'm Texas militia, and I'm also a combat vet. You goddamn right, I got a gun. Get the fuck out of the vehicle. And I looked at him, I said, no. He pulled his service.
Oh, he told you were in the vehicle.
He told me to get out of the vehicle, and I told him no. He said, give me your ID. I looked at him, I said, no. He starts getting all.
Am I being detained?
And I looked at him, I said, number one, I said, first off, calm your ass down. I said, don't forget who you're talking to. I said, you ain't talking to one of your guys. You're talking to one of the guys you work for. My tax dollars pay your salary. Don't get it twisted, son. You work for me. I said, now you can take the attitude and take a couple steps back, or you can leave altogether, and I'll have that state trooper finish this stop. How's that sound? So he gets all pissed off. He pulls his service revolver, puts it to my fucking head, telling me to get out of the car.
Oh,
no, I got on my radio because I had my armed 3%ers in the gas station right behind us. I had my radio attached to my chest, and I got on there and I said on my location right now, and you come in hot. Every single one of them, 35 guys and women, came out, BPVs,
Here's the
riot
difference
gear,
with that, though.
and fucking ARs.
Here's the difference with that,
hold on. Check this out. The reason why he got nervous was because I wouldn't get out of the vehicle. You know what covered my ass? I told him, I said, I had not committed a crime. This was an illegal traffic stop because you didn't actually pull me over. You waved me over. I drove over here of my own volition. You decided to make contact with me. You decided to come at me with an attitude. You're not pulling me out of my vehicle because you don't have the constitutional right to do so. You're not going to search my vehicle, and you're not going to search me. I said, as far as my ID goes, it's on a license plate. You can pull your information from there.
So I do get what you're saying, and see, I don't know if you've seen videos or had a personal experience with somebody who is of color, but let them say that.
Exactly.
And they get shot.
Exactly.
And
they
that's
get wrong.
Shot.
That's wrong. You have every right to defend your constitutional rights.
Oh yeah, we know that, and we know that. That's why we're trying to make it to where it's different. To where if we say this is our constitutional right, and I respect that.
But you know how we're going to do that? You honestly know how we're going to come about doing that? When the cops stop seeing our colors. When they stop seeing a black person and a white person, and they start realizing that black person is with that white person.
That's subconsciously in there, though. However, Now, I do think that with certain laws and certain things, if there is a core of discrimination made just for that sometimes. You
absolute power corrupts absolutely. You're always going to have those people that are going to abuse it. And the whole thing is there was a gentleman that when I pulled up in here, he was coming this way and he was being harassed by 2 bicycle cops. And he was mouthing off to them when they turned around and went to go do something until I turned around and looked at them and they're like, you have a nice day. And they rode off this way and they stopped right there to watch the interaction. And what it was is they were getting on to him about something while they were riding their bikes up on the sidewalk, which according to Austin ordinance is illegal. You can't do it. So if you're a cop, aren't you supposed to be held to a higher standard to show the example? How can you condemn somebody, cite somebody, or arrest somebody for something that you're not following yourself? Go ahead, honey. Yes, ma'am.
You raised your hand?
You raised your hand? What?
Yes. So let's pretend I don't know what a 3%er is.
Okay.
What exactly is that?
It's a very good question. Back in 1774, when we started our war against Great Britain to win our country, it is historically it was actually proven to be more along the lines of 15%, but the historical narrative was only 3% of the colonists actually took up arms and fought the war. They were supported by the rest of the colonists, but only 3% actually fought the war. And so it's a brotherhood that is, I hate using that term because we got sisters in it too, but it's a term that has been used for our group. We are constitutional patriots. The majority of us are veterans. We've served in different wars. We've been pawns to the system. I mean, when I enlisted at the age of 16, I was, God and country, yeah, USA, USA, USA. And then all of a sudden, 3 years in, it's going, this ain't got shit to do with fucking God or country. This has to do with somebody's personal fucking vendetta, somebody's fucking get rich scheme. Holy shit. Hold on a second. I just buried 17 of the closest fucking people to me. The 17 people that meant more to me than anyone else, including my family. And I buried them over some bullshit? How mad do you think I am? You know how many funerals I had to attend? How many grieving widows that I had to fucking try to console? While I'm still trying to justify why the fuck I'm still standing here and they're not anymore.
I feel you.
This is bullshit. We shouldn't have to be against each other. We shouldn't have to worry about any of that crap. We should be able to say, you know what? You're a human being. You're a human being. You're a human being. I don't give a damn if you're 7 foot. You know, I don't give a damn if you're 3 foot. I don't care if you're black, white.
The reason why I asked is because when we first started protesting, we were asking some of the officers some questions, and the guy was saying that like he was a 3%er, and he was like, yeah, white power. So that's why I was asking.
Now, see, here's the whole thing. I have heard several bit of that. If you ever hear somebody claim to be 3% and spout off with some racial bullshit like that, do us all a favor. Do your group a favor, do my group a favor. You get their fucking picture and you blast that shit in social media, because here's the whole thing. Don't blast the 3%ers.
Yeah.
Blast that person.
Yeah.
Because we do find racists in our groups, and when we find them, trust me, you don't hear about it on media. We take care of that shit in-house.
We got pictures for sure.
Because I want those pictures. I'll actually give you my email address. I want those pictures because I go after those fuckers myself.
I know, that's, okay.
Yeah, that was the guy that came in
So
earlier.
my question is, do you know the difference between Antifa and Black Lives Matter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. And I don't have, I have an issue with the white part of Black Lives Matter that has infiltrated y'all's group, because here's the whole thing. I believe that is y'all's thing. I should not hear Black Lives Matter come from a white person in a protest.
No, I think we should, because color doesn't matter, as I said before. They're here, there's no...
But when they go in there, a lot of these people are coming into y'all's movement to try to hijack it.
No,
and I got an issue with that.
I got an issue with
the
that.
The Antifa members that like to slide on in there and try to push their narrative while trying to say that they're pushing y'all's narrative.
Okay.
That's directly conflicting with each other. And that's what a lot of people see, and that's why a lot of people have a hard time distinguishing between Antifa.
Here's the thing. The reason I'm asking you is because I saw that you said who's ready to beat some Antifa, Austin, Texas. So I'm like, do you know the difference between Antifa and Black Lives Matter? Because Antifa is a whole nother thing from Black Lives Matter.
And my post was for Antifa, not Black Lives Matter.
No, I know. I was just making sure. I was just making sure.
I made sure that I made that very clear distinction that, no, who wants to go kick the shit out of Antifa? Because what I got a problem with is I got a problem with a bunch of fucking hoodlums running around damaging property fucking victimizing people, giving everybody a bad name. Because here's the thing, when the media shines its ever-present glow on any of these protests, they don't focus on Black Lives Matter. No, they focus on what the fuck Antifa's doing.
But not just,
and then that gets rolled up into y'all's fucking organization, so now y'all have to fight that fucking narrative too.
But not just that either. The media, they change the narrative all the time.
I tell people all the time, unplug your TV, stop watching the fucking media, get out in your community and start interacting with people. My wife laughs her ass off because if I'm standing in a bank or standing in subway line and I'm standing there longer than a couple minutes and I'm bored off my ass, I will start a conversation with anybody around me. The reason being is I love people.
I want to say this before I feel like I'm wasting my time talking to you. Like, do you have anything to show who the hell you are?
What do you mean?
Like, you got any kind of residence and paperwork, badges?
We don't do paperwork for the 3%er. The 3%er, that's not a.
No, he just explained it.
Yeah, that's.
I heard who they are, but
that's not a paper organization. That's not a card carrying organization. That's a mentality. That's a mentality.
But there's more.
I believe
of y'all?
Oh yeah, there's a lot more of us, and the majority of us, we're constitutional. We don't care about your color. We don't care about your religion. The only religion most of us care about is Muslims, and the reason being is there is a faction of Islam that is a terrorist part of the organization. And unfortunately, it casts a bad shadow on the ones who aren't participating in that.
Do y'all have any black people in y'all organization?
Oh, hell yeah. I've got 4 members in my group alone. The only difference is they all work offshore right now and they're not here.
They're in rigging.
Yeah, dude, I've got Filipino, I got Hawaiian, I got a Samoan, I got fucking Hungarian, I got a fucking Honduran. We don't look, like I said, most of us are veterans, so we don't look at race because we've served with every different race out there. We're brothers, we're sisters, and if you are fighting for the same goal, then you are my brother.
Look what I'm gonna do.
What you got?
Help us. Help us.
Bro,
help us.
I'm gonna give you my contact information. I'm not giving him my contact information, but I'll give y'all my contact information. Y'all got shit going on like that, man, reach out to me because I can get a hold of a lot of these different leaders and be like, hey, look, check this out.
Okay, yeah, we don't, I don't know.
Well,
you know, I can bring some of our guys down here, the ones that are actually in this for the right reason. The people that are calling me, trying to get me to go meet up with them, they're afraid for me being over here because of the narrative that goes on over here. And that's why I'm telling them, I'm good.
But see,
leave it alone.
Do you see what do you see for yourself? Are we erratic? Are we a period?
The only firearm I have on me is right here. And how many times have you seen me reach up underneath my arm?
I
got a knife on my side. How many times have you seen me?
I didn't even see that actually. That's a really good
I got an AR right up inside there. He's over here walking around with an AR.
How would you deal with people that are destroying property?
Well, you have a warning. Plain and simple. You have a warning. Get out of here. And we've done this many a times very successfully. I don't want to hear anybody say it can't be done. Because Scottsdale, Arizona, one of the members in my group that is here tonight was in Scottsdale, Arizona when George Floyd protests started kicking off. People went over to the mall to try to vandalize the mall. She caught wind of it by herself. She went out there and posted up on one side of the mall, and she ran everybody out of there. Never once had to fire a shot, never once had to point a rifle at anybody. They made it very clear, get out of here now. SWAT team is on the other side of the mall dealing with another group of people. Didn't even bother going over the back side because she had it contained. That's one female who's as tall as you are with an AR was able to repel over 27 people without firing a shot, without having to get hostile, without having to actually inflict any harm on somebody. Our first step is always to be diplomatic. We want to find that peaceful solution. We want to find that common ground
How willing are you
that
to
stops.
Use lethal force?
If I have to use lethal force in defense of my own life, then yes. I'm not going to shoot somebody for throwing a brick through a window.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. There's no difference between me doing that and a cop abusing their power.
So you recognize your presence with a gun stops all that, right?
There's a reason why I open carry all the time. And people, you know that you scare me, right? Well, I'm sorry that you're scared by it. I really am. That's not my intent. But you know who else is scared about it? The guy that walked into the store after us that had every intention of robbing this fucking gas station that we're in right now. But he saw that I had a gun, so he's less inclined to try to pull that shit right now. And I actually use that as an example. I've actually had to shoot 3 people in the civilian world, and it was all in gas station attempted robberies.
Well, I must say this is for the record, and not people alive. If you're here to help, man, you're all the welcome. Don't just They'll come here trying to take over. If you haven't been here since day one, there's no coming out here taking the fuck over.
No, man, we ain't here to take nothing over because this ain't our fight like that. Our fight is to make sure that y'all have the right to be able to vocalize what your fucking concern is, your grievance, and feel protected and safe. Because we can't guarantee the police won't keep you safe.
Let me stop you right there then. This is your fight then. If that's what you want it for, that's what we're fighting for.
This is my country.
That's what we're fighting for.
You're my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother.
I'm done.
Plain and simple.
How do you feel about defunding the police?
Defunding the police?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I don't agree with it. I believe that instead we need to reallocate funds to better educate. I'm sorry, there are some programs that police do not need to be involved in. Child custody disputes, police really shouldn't be involved in that. There is a valid reason for police, but there is a very good reason why their powers are restricted. And for some reason, over time here, people have forgotten that there are restrictions on that power. Defund the police, I don't agree with. I think we need to re-educate the police. I think we need, don't take the money away, because here's what's going to happen. When you have less police on the street, what are you going to see an increase in?
That's ridiculous.
You're going to see an increase in crime.
Ridiculous.
So when I've got to go out there and protect my neighborhood and my family, because I got a 15-year-old daughter, if I got to go and protect my daughter because the police won't do it, is this going to end in a more peaceful resolution or a more violent resolution? It's going to escalate. Because if I start popping off shots, what do you think the chances are my neighbors are going to come out doing the same?
Oh, yeah.
All right? Now we got the Wild West. Is that beneficial to society? Hell no. It's not. It's detrimental. Is that going to bring anybody together? Shit, no.
It just bring the population low. High population probably.
I'm blinded by the light. Oh, gotcha. I thought you were hollering over here.
Oh, no, it's too bright. There we go.
But, you know, it's very simple. Yeah, I will agree to an extent this is our fight. Because the fact of the matter is we're all in this together. Nobody gets out of life alive. So we might as well help each other out and, you know.
Yeah, it's always peace is the best, man.
I've seen more than my fair share of carnage. I've seen more than my fair share of war. I'm tired of watching man hurt man just for the simple reason that you can.
Yeah, man.
You know, I'm not into the holding hands and singing Kumbaya.
Yeah,
I'm not into a one world government or religion or anything
but,
else like that. I'm not into open borders, but I am open to the fact that just treat somebody. You can grow more facial hair than me. Should I hate you because I'm follicularly challenged? But I could. I could. Are you from Austin?
I grew up in Germany.
Oh, shit. Well, hell, you know what? That was the birthplace of the Nazis. I can't talk to you. See what I mean?
I've been called a German by people since I've been here just because I grew up in Germany. I'm a military brat. I grew up over there because...
Well, were you born here and grew up in Germany?
I was born in here.
Then you're American.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not German. If you were born in Germany and raised here, then yeah, technically you're German.
Yeah, but people don't like to think about the details. People like to generalize. It's easier to maintain your hatred if you're generalizing.
Well,
if you don't generalize, you have to go into specific details. And then that brings truth to the surface.
Yeah. How easy is it to tell a lie?
It's as simple as talking.
And how hard is it to tell the truth for most people?
It's pretty tricky, man.
But the lies sound a hell of a lot more believable at times because they sound more entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So people go and they believe into these false narratives, like people believing that the 3%ers are racist. There are a couple racists that are in our ranks. We know this, and we actively seek them out. And when we find them, like I said, you don't see it on media. You're not going to hear about it covered in the news. The reason being is those people just disappear. We don't tolerate that shit. And I can't go against a group of people and say, well, you're being racist if I'm not willing to combat the racism that's in my own race. Trust me, the majority of the 3%ers, we do not support KKK. We do not support the Aryan Brotherhood. We do not support neo-Nazis. Matter of fact, we think they're all better off dead. We'd love to be able to be the ones to put them there.
Hey, I'll be right back, man.
Go for it, brother.
So, guys, we are going to talk to some of the guys out here. They'll tell you a little bit. They've been wanting to speak to the media about what they observed. I'll let them introduce themselves to you guys and stuff, but you know, as I was getting the interview, they requested to speak on camera, so you know, we let everyone speak no matter what. So we go.
Okay, I'm going to make every effort to give the facts objectively first. It's very easy to cloud this subject with emotion, but I'll try to get through it in a cohesive manner.
So first of all, who are you guys? And then you could start with
we're the Boogaloo.
The Boogaloo movement.
Don't know what you heard. Right now, I don't care. I'm just going to tell you what happened last night, and then we can talk. We got to get on the road. I got to get this kid home. I got to get my buddies home. They got to get me home, too. I'm tired. Last night, we are pulling security around the memorial. Many of you veterans know that means we're not in a threatening posture. We're standing around looking in every direction, making sure no one's coming over here to beat us up or pull a gun or hurt anybody. All right? So that's happening. APD rolls in on bikes. They surround us, push us out, surround the memorial with bikes, double-layered perimeter. So it was them and some more guys. At that time, they're backing us off down the sidewalk for some reason. We form a line by the tree. There's an oak tree down there. At this point, there was an individual who was with, I think it was Take Back the Streets. He was wearing a Army UCP pattern IOTV body armor, carrying an AR-15 variant. This individual was taken into custody. There were a lot of bodies moving between my line of sight and this individual. I haven't seen or heard from him. Some people have apparently heard from him. I haven't heard anything concrete. He asked, why am I under arrest? I said, well, you don't point a weapon at my officers. At that time, we're standing there, line abreast, just like this. This guy's right here touching me. And we had 4, possibly 5 of the bicycle patrol officers draw their sidearms, aim at us, start strobing us. Our guys pulled our flashlights, started shining back on them. At that point, we're yelling, hey, be cool, reholster that weapon, put that fucking weapon up. Trying to give you the facts, because we're profanity. And they do. Next thing I know, these guys are walking away after discussing with state troopers, Texas DPS. DPS forms a line with riot shields between us and them. Watch Sergeant Campos, 629, I believe, possibly 692. That was one of his, either one of those might have been his badge number. Comes over and talks to us. I will give credit where credit is due, although we're not exactly pro-police by any means. He was very respectful, very polite, didn't seem to be intimidated by the, AR-15 on my chest. I'm wearing this exact thing, just like this, okay? So he's very respectful, polite. We discussed some things. He said, if there's any problems, if my officer's pointed a weapon at you, you need to let someone know. I want you to go through the process to file a report. You do not meet the deadly force continuum. So I said, okay, we agree. We're just trying to comply with the law, exercise our rights. And, had some more discussion, nothing too major, and we shook hands and parted ways. After that, it pretty much calmed down, and I started telling dirty jokes and Navy stories because I needed to break the tension. The issue at hand here, I do absolutely support your right to carry a firearm. That's why I'm doing it. I think you need to be, because there's a sign over there that I wrote that says, no one is coming. It's up to us. No one came for Garrett Foster. When you die, if you die at the hands of someone, intentional homicide, no one is coming to save you. No one that's ever been murdered did help arrive on time. They died. Their lifetime did not last long enough for help to get there. However, at that time, if one gun went off, there was a strong likelihood every gun there would have gone off. This was extremely fundamentally immature. This was dangerous, reckless behavior on the part of these bicycle patrol officers of the Austin Police Department. They were the only ones that drew their weapons, these 5. No one else. The guys flanking us on our right in the street didn't draw their weapons that I saw. These guys did. Another thing, if you're going to draw a weapon on someone, in most cases, you'd better use it, especially if you're a police officer. I'm carrying a rifle with a 30-round magazine. Okay, my friend next to me is also carrying a similar rifle made by different people on the opposite end of the Cold War with a 30-round magazine. You don't know me from Adam's house cat. The recklessness there is unbelievable, especially on the part of people that are supposed to be trained, people that are supposed to know better. Why would you pull a handgun on a man with a rifle at a dueling pace at probably, I'd say maybe 15 yards, maybe that far from the camera? So it was from the oak tree next to the memorial to the next one down. That was the distance we were at. Even if a little shorter, because they were a little forward of it by maybe a man's length, 6 feet.
Basically, they surrounded the memorial and kept about a 2-foot distance between them and the memorial. At one point, they knocked over some candles. I'm not sure if it was intentional or if they just, in the hectic, moment, knocked it over. But
regardless, we explained to Sergeant Campos last night, we're not here for a fight. I don't see how anyone could think that. We're out here handing out hugs and money to homeless people and food and cigarettes and stuff. And you know, if we were here for a fight, why would we do that? We're here to, for one, show that the citizenry often do a better job of being first responders. The citizenry often do a better job of keeping the peace than the police officers, okay, than law enforcement. You know, we discussed some things with these guys. Some of the APD riot cops that were flanking us, the DPS cops that had a secondary perimeter and intervened between us and APD, said, you know, look guys, when the day comes that someone comes to confiscate your guns, it won't be a politician, it'll be a uniformed police officer of some jurisdiction, whether it's federal, sheriff, local, state, doesn't matter. It'll be a person wearing a uniform that says police officer or sheriff's deputy on it.
You ever see that happening in the state of Texas?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And the reason I do is because I see it happening at a federal level initially, as well. At any point, despite being a fairly red state with our cowboy history and all, and our love, you know, come and take it, our love of firearms, anybody can get voted into office and anybody can pass a law. You know, someone once said to me, when tyranny becomes law, resistance becomes duty. I've heard that repeated a lot at these protests, and I agree. You know, you can't expect people to willingly, first of all, hand over property, expensive property. This is a $1,700 rifle when I bought it. A rifle in a similar condition is going to go for about $3 grand. I happen to know a guy. This is $3,000 that I have, that I purchased to protect myself. You know, I don't have the financial means to replace it if it's confiscated. And that's a huge chunk of my paycheck. A lot of it is, you know, I don't necessarily think any given officer out here we're going to see as a white supremacist or a racist. I think the system he works for, however, is predisposed to disparage and to put people of color at a significant disadvantage. I can count on maybe everyone here's hands and toes how many positive interactions I've had with police officers and law enforcement that didn't go bad, nobody got arrested or even cussed at or anything. But I wonder the same about my black friends here and some of my other friends of color who probably get a lot more afraid when they see cherries and berries light up behind them. I am here to cause trouble. I'm here to keep the peace. We're, you know, peace-loving people. Personally, I'm of the opinion, you're not peaceful if you're helpless. You're just helpless.
So something I've heard a lot of people say is the right to rebel. What do you think about that?
Come again?
Something I've heard said a lot is about the right to rebel. What do you think about that?
Well, go ahead, Justin.
I'd like to defer to the Declaration of Independence. I can't quote it exactly, but it says something along the lines of, under acts of absolute despotism, when a people are under a tyrannical regime, it's not their right, it is their duty to overthrow that tyrannical regime.
The thing with this is...
Here, put it simpler for you.
Thanks, man.
When tyranny becomes law,
rebellion is order.
Yeah. So the thing is, you know, I'm not telling anyone...
Yep.
If I wanted to see acts of violence, me and my young friend here would be laid up in the morgue right now. That was what I was about. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. They'd have had to pick me up in a bucket. I'm telling you to, first of all, make your voice heard, whatever means you find necessary. I urge you to do so peacefully. Please do not menace the general public. These people do not want to interfere with you by and large. These people are not here to counter-protest. They're just going about their day. A lot of the issue we have, the boogaloo, is that the mainstream media has labeled us as racist, right-wing. It's odd, some of the same people. Hey, they called me a 3%er today, and you know, I don't have time to get into the diversion there and the difference between us. I'd love to get a hold of you guys in the future and discuss that, maybe through Facebook or something. The thing is, I've got to wrap it up, we've got to roll out, but when you become even a slight inconvenience to the public in America and the rest of Western civilization, they automatically turn against you. I'm not telling you don't be heard. I'm not telling you don't be inconvenient. Please bear in mind that the general public, if you block traffic, the average person, they're road rage, right? Think about that. Try to be kind, open, and loving to random people on the sidewalk. I've had kids, college kids from UT, who are fresh out of high school, or kids that are fresh out of high school and going into UT, you know, in next month, or at the end of this month, ask me, hey, what kind of gun is that, man? That was in Black Ops. You know, okay, well, this guy just wants to talk to me and get to know me, sees I'm a nice guy. Whatever your movement is, if you really want to have any success, the public has to think that you are a good person, because you should be a good person. And if you're not, you have no business being a part of a movement. You should go work on yourself.
Absolutely.
So what's your opinion on Garrett Foster, man?
Personally, I am of the opinion, and I'm not going to go into a lot of my experiences and stuff. I've been around a little bit. I've been in very similar situations in the past. I personally have the opinion that was a non-justifiable homicide. This person put himself, the individual in that car, Daniel Perry, I am of the opinion he put himself in that situation looking to cause harm and mayhem.
Well, I mean, look at his Twitter.
Look, due to his social media presence, his posts, due to his actions, running a red light, turning into the crowd. I've stood on this corner. That corner of that building is cut. It's diagonal to the street. There's no way you did not see that crowd there taking a ride on red unless you were just looking at your phone, and even then, you could have stopped and waited. Okay.
I would also like to point out that there is a photo that was released, not one of the 3 videos, but there was a photo taken from behind the car right before the shooting was initiated, and you can clearly see that there is not a person in front of the car, nor is anyone beating on the car or trying to get into
I will also
the
direct you, the Accenture building across the street, the middle window near the upper trim has what appear to be pot marks consistent with a high caliber revolver. There are bullet holes in the wall. Okay, fired at an upwards angle. This is indicative to me that Garrett Foster, like it or not, did not fire his weapon. He didn't fire it first, he didn't fire at all. The only evidence of a weapon being fired I'm aware of that I've seen with my own eyes is pot marks in the Accenture building consistent with a high caliber revolver being fired offhand from a vehicle at an upward angle. I carried a Smith & Wesson M36 Airweight for 2 years. Very similar to the weapon I believe the driver used. I can absolutely see that happening due to how, short the barrel was, as according to witness testimony, a snub-nose revolver, snappy recoil, firing 5 shots as fast as possible, 2 of them going high and right into the wall. I do not see any evidence, nerve damage to my hands. I do not see any evidence of an AK being fired in this area at any point.
I would also like to point out that in the videos that we do have, and it is kind of shaky, but I have personally watched him frame by frame. The last frame we see Garrett Foster, he's doing this, which is called patrol ready, and is not indicative of a person who is trying to cause harm.
I will say,
would you call that low ready?
This is called low ready, and here's the thing about that. The gentleman who shot him, he's military, he's Army, he's trained better rules of engagement. He knew better.
So my thing here is, I will tell you right now, if I were out here and I saw someone intentionally using a vehicle as a weapon, I don't want to make this sound threatening or anything. I would probably have my rifle in a very different position from low ready. I want to say thank you to, I don't know what the Austin Wall of Moms renamed themselves, I understand they did. I stood in a wall with 7 of my buddies with rifles and body armor. These guys are out here, unarmed, standing up against cops with shotguns and fucking grenade launchers. Tyrannical cops with grenade launchers and shotguns. And I'm facing off with a fucking M16 against cops with Glock 17s. People call us, people are like, oh man, you guys are my hero. I'm not a fucking hero. I'm a guy trying to do the right thing and go about his business. You want to see a hero? Those mothers. One of the last words Christ said on the cross, he looked at John the Baptist, he looked at one of the disciples, I forget who, he said, son, behold thy mother. If you're out here part of this movement, if you're a peace-loving, freedom-loving person in Austin, son, behold thy mother. I gotta go home and check on my mom. She's not feeling well right now. So I gotta get out of here. We care. We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Be safe, be good.
Y'all stay safe.
Appreciate it. Y'all take care, man. Okay?
Love you guys. Thanks.
That was awesome, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right.
All right, guys, so if you don't know, we are outside the Garrett Foster Memorial. I know that, man, the dialogue has been long. You've seen very little of me today. Very little of anything today, aside from the people that we interviewed. ¿Qué onda?
¿Entrevista de balado o qué?
¿Entrevista de qué?
Patricio de Ríos.
¿Cómo que de Patricio? ¿De qué
no, de mi opinión.
Pues qué, pues sí, claro, está bien. We listen to everyone, no matter what, guys. I give everyone a voice. I literally mean it. So, ¿qué querías explicar, amigo?
Nada más que, guacha,
a ver.
Los juros se pasan de lanza de vez en cuando.
Ajá.
Pero también muchos de
dices los policías se pasan de lanza.
Sí. Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So he said police.
Yeah. The cops, man. The cops. If I'm not look, oh man, they use a tactic. Look, it's not fair no more. 'Cause like if I have drugs on me, I have to freeze.
Yeah.
But if you're shooting in the back, I mean, I know my rules. I fucking go like this and I run. If I have some dope on me, I run, you know, but I go like this. But I mean,
why do you lift your hands up, man?
I'm just joking. Hey, I'm just joking. But no. Because but still, you never shoot a man behind the back.
Yeah.
That's coward, man. Guns advantages it is. But look, this is the tactics. But hey, I don't blame them though, because see, but you have to use good judgment. This is what they do, man. Look, I might just be trying to get us some dope, but they use it to catch people, you know. But look, they use that as an excuse. Okay, look, it's a good tactic. I don't blame them because it's a dangerous job. But look, it doesn't give you the right to kill a person because you're trying to get rid of some dope so you don't go to prison, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What brought you out here, man? Why are you out here?
Oh man, I was going swimming, man.
Where are you swimming?
Oh, in the fucking Guadalupe.
How'd you get there? I mean, what are you doing out here downtown?
Oh man, we're right here at the bar right here.
Oh, cool. All right, man. Well, thanks for your words, man. I appreciate your opinion. Cuídate.
¿No tienes una tarjeta, man?
Una tarjeta no tengo ahorita conmigo. Pero si quieres, pues te doy mi nombre. Sí, no.
¿Cuál necesito guardaespaldas?
¿Mande?
Este es mi camarada, es mi guardaespaldas.
Ah, ¿cómo?
Yo tengo guardaespaldas.
¿Tú tienes guardaespaldas?
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah.
We thought it was gonna be bad. We got more coming in.
¿Guardaespaldas, pero para qué?
Well, we know they're coming in.
¿Pero por qué? ¿Qué está pasando?
That's good. He's gonna party anyway.
Yeah. No, pues cuídate. Man.
Okay.
Y si te hace falta algo, tú me dices.
Oh, you didn't give me your number.
Oh, pues a ver. Mira, yo te doy mi página de Facebook. ¿Tienes dónde escribir?
No.
Tienes celular. A ver.
No, yeah.
Y bueno, también.
So what I do? I don't know how to do. I bring my phones, man. I gotta bring my phones all the time.
¿Y dónde trabajas o qué haces tú?
Oh. Nombre, yo no trabajo, nombre.
¿Mande? ¿De qué trabajas?
Body work y la chingada, pero ahorita,
¿Eres aquí de Austin?
No, eso es San Antonio.
¿Tú eres de San Antonio?
Sí, señor.
¿Y a qué viniste? ¿A qué viniste aquí a Austin?
Swimming.
¿Swimming? ¿Viste a nadar con amigos o qué onda?
Yeah, we got all that, you know.
¿Pero nadando dónde?
Oh, en Guadalupe, New Braunfels. But then my friend, because todo está cerrado ya en San Antonio. He didn't want to drink and stuff like that, my friend.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, my friends, they come in and just party.
Yeah. No,
pero este sí, mira, I met him because era el guardaespaldas de mi canala.
Yeah.
Y eso lo usamos.
Yeah. Pues cuídate.
Okay,
buenas.
Mi canal salió en el otro lado del patrón.
Sí.
Es de mi canal.
Ahora.
El Ramón Ayala, el otro.
Sí. Órale.
Okay, well, so I got. What did you give me?
Es mi página de Facebook.
Okay.
Ahí me puedes contactar si necesitas algo.
Okay. De Chuco. Yo tengo chico en familia. I mean, no familia, pero.
Yeah.
My best friends over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Decía feo de comer en San Antonio, but anyways, you know, that's
Yeah, no, te cuidas, amigo,
Yes, sir.
Ahí nos vemos. Hey guys, so I tried to listen to that man as much as I could, but I had some trouble, not because Spanish is my first language, so I speak Spanish almost as good as I can speak English, and I understand it almost as good. But like, oh man, I had no clue what he said. Some parts, I mean, he looks like he was having a good time. He got an interview, talk about his opinion, which is great. You know, we let everyone speak, and this is something I say no matter how incoherent they might seem. You always can learn, man. You know, you can always learn from everyone, no matter where they're coming from, no matter what they're saying. Like, you know, you can't just pick and choose what opinions you want to listen to, because that's when you're letting your bias get in the way of your ability to really disseminate, or not disseminate, I mean, you know, unfold and understand the information in front of you. So I'm gonna get to the Garrett Memorial real quick. Gonna film a little bit of that, then I'll be looking to do some more interviews, but just give me a second, guys. I need to go take care of something in my car really quick. We're in Austin, Texas, by the way. That's at the Garrett Foster Memorial. This particular memorial is located at 4th and Congress. That's exactly the location where Garrett Foster was unfortunately shot dead.
And I was like, yes, hold the fucking line. Don't let them get first. Like, don't let them get you. If you see them get you, they'll just be scared of them. No.
It's beautiful.
To come back out and do it all over. But do not be scared just because
I was just thinking about it.
They'll take a little bit.
Yeah, I was.
If anyone wants a goldfish, let's go. Yeah, I got that one in the reason I ordered number on the
I've already been there.
I can also do like cross streets, with the barricades in the cross streets, and you have to go through. know? Or what I was saying is, if somebody has a front of the leg, everybody pushes them to the back to the medics. Keep the medics in the back. The medics say, whenever that shit happens.
Oh shit, did you work at Chili's?
Go to Chili's. We're gonna figure it out. Maybe it's just we just feel like it.
If the crowd overtakes the person, there's the person how to watch the
It wasn't one of those things like,
and with the longer still going on, I doubt we'll get anything. It was illegal to harbor a slave. It was illegal to free a slave. It was fucking illegal to say like they could live in your house. No, we should not base morality on laws. It should be the other way
That's like I just got
yeah, I do. Doesn't look big on you. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go right to I figured out what I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write peace and unity will win. Pepper spray and bullets. Something like that.
Oh my god, what's this?
I got 50 miles on my chest.
That's me or something next to you.
Oh, hell yeah. Minimum wage should be at least 15, especially for the pandemic. Anybody working right now deserves to have 15 an hour, right? I work in an elevator. I'm literally risking my life. I'm getting COVID, but at my job,
So, hey guys, how's it going? What's up? My name is Hiram, and we're at the Garrett Foster Memorial. There's a couple people out here. This event is not a protest. It's more like people that are hanging out by the memorial. We're on 4th and Congress, downtown Austin, Texas. 4th and Congress is the intersection where the tragedy occurred that resulted in the death of Garrett Foster. Out here, I'm going to interview Daniela. I will, full disclosure, she is my girlfriend, but she is painting out here. She's doing some live painting. She comes out and she paints the scenery, you know, and right now she's having people here participate in her painting by writing what they feel. I'll show you guys the painting, and we'll interview her shortly about what inspires her art in particular. Hey Daniela, how are you?
Good.
What are you doing?
Just talking to people, seeing what they think about the protests, why they're protesting. I'm allowing people to write whatever they feel down on this painting.
Can you show it to us? Hold it for a minute there. Awesome, thanks.
So the reason why you guys haven't seen me in the protests as often is because after Garrett passed away, my way of coping was through painting, and I just wanted to express what I've learned through the protests. And you see a very nice architectural painting of what APD looks like, and it looks kind of peaceful, right? But as the paint is chipping away and you can see like the raw wood behind it, it kind of portrays.
Keep talking. I got it. I'll hold it behind you. Hey, could you tell me when it's in frame?
Back a little bit. Back a little bit. There we go. You're good.
Look at Neil, you can talk about it.
It kind of portrays that not everything is what it seems, and you just have to be here to understand. I think I'll give a better description in my own page. It's Squid Art. It's on Facebook. I'll share the link somewhere. I'm kind of really nervous about like expressing my own art. I don't know. I'm sorry. You're okay. But yeah, I just want people to write what they feel and what they understand from this movement.
Fuck you, bitch! Motherfucker! Fuck you, and that's the right people! Fuck you, Kid Cassidy, Spencer Cook, all of y'all motherfuckers!
I think you can set it down now. Yeah, that's how my hair looks right now. I'll hold it to make sure nothing happens to it because I got it right.
Well, let it be me or you.
Okay, sorry I took up your project for a second. You're so nice. I have to make mine lighter. Looks great.
Thank you, Daniela.
Yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know.
Where can people find your page?
It's at Squid Art.
How do you spell it?
SQUID space ART.
Okay, and that's your personal blog? Thank you.
On Facebook.
Sorry.
Are you leaving?
Hey guys, so I think I'm gonna end the stream here. It's been a great night. It's been calm. Today was a relatively quiet night. You know, there were people protesting at the jail, you know, peacefully. There was nothing crazy. Actually, if anything, the protests at the jail quickly became a time of bonding for the people that attended. And then there was another event at the house of Mr. Cassidy, who is the president of the Austin Police Association. Online, he said that on Twitter, he posted that Garrett found what he was looking for, something along those lines. Don't quote me. And so he apologized and was interviewed about it on CNN. If you want to watch it, it was like a CNN replay episode. We came down to the memorial, then I caught a conversation between two individuals that had opposing ideas. Someone that was with the Minutemen militia or identified as a 3%er, and someone who has been part of the Black Lives Matter movement, as well as someone that's part of the Boogaloo Boys, who are individuals that carry weapons. So that was the night. If you're interested in watching that interview, it was really long, but it was really interesting. You really got to see some real interaction between, you know, the Black Lives Matter protesters and people that are here with a different idea. In that moment, it didn't seem like there was tension or disagreement between the two groups. You know, they disagreed about some topics like abortion, maybe, you know, the message of Black Lives Matter, but it seemed like a lot of the conversation was around like the Constitution and the right to protest and etc. I mean, it was peaceful. It was, I think, a pretty productive conversation, and something you should likely consider watching if you're interested in learning more about the nuances and ideology. And remember, these opinions, even though they kind of represent the groups, you know, they almost only represent the individual. Because, you know, if those were two other individuals from the same group, you could have seen a completely different conversation happen with complete different sentiments. So remember that there are nuances to everything you hear. This is not a perfect representation of either group. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Y'all have a beautiful night. I love you all. You know, we're unbiased media. I give everyone the room and the time to speak as I think they deserve to, no matter how incoherent, no matter what. If someone wants to speak, I give them the time. You know, and so yeah, that's who we are. That's what I try to do. And I say we because I don't do this alone, guys. I have a beautiful team of people on the back end that help me do a lot of the work, and we're still trying to get better for everyone, still trying to figure out how we can bring you better footage, still trying to figure out how we can be more productive as media. And if you ever have any criticisms or comments, like, don't be afraid to let us know, because that's what we're here for. We're here to get better so that we can bring you information so that you could be a individual creator of your opinion that you can say is informed by accurate and unbiased information. You know, first you need the information, then you can develop the opinion. But here we're at the first step, right? We're here to give information, to develop opinions, if you were to look at it as a process. So don't expect me to give my opinion. Don't expect me to narrate the story. Just expect me to record what's happening, whether it's boring, whether it's fun. This dramatic, this isn't entertainment, guys. This is 100% information. So with that, I'm gonna log off. I keep saying that. I just always have something to say, right? Thank God I'm not always speaking all of, you know, the whole time and talking your ear off. But I love you guys. Take care. Good night.
Always saying sweet nothings to his phone before logging out.
Hello.
Yeah.